Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Kunle, could you switch off your TV sets? Switch off your TV sets completely and listen to us through your device. Thank you.
All right. We also have former DG Delta State Direct Labor Agency, who was also a public affairs commentator, Odafe Igbni, joining us via Zoom from Warri, Delta State.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning, Odafe. Let's start with you. Let's get your thoughts on the nomination of Loretta Onoche, who incidentally is from your state, Delta.
Well, first of all, let me say clearly that I don't know her. I have never met her in life, even to this moment. Now, having said that, well, I heard that she's from Delta State, like I said. I've never met her. So I have no issue against her nomination vis-a-vis the situation on ground. If I were to appear in court, in a court of law, as a defendant of President Muhammadu Buhari and herself on this matter, I will ask just one question. And that question would be, are appointed persons into INEC public officers? That's the only question I will ask. Then I will go further to submit that I humbly want to tender the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended and video recordings available on internet of the oath-taking ceremonies of all national chairmen and members of INEC. That's all.
And what would that oath-taking and the evidence you will provide show?
Well, from what I have on the internet, when members of the INEC are confirmed by the Senate, having been nominated by the President of Nigeria, they go forward, particularly the chairman and national commissioners, they come before the President of Nigeria and take their oath of office. And we all know that the oath of office is not different from the one we have in 7th schedule of the Nigerian Constitution.
So what exactly does that mean? In the context of the appointment of Loretta, the nomination, beg your pardon, of Loretta Onoche as a National Commissioner of INEC?
That means we have no cause to worry.
So
I have been hearing a lot of people raising strong objection, and since yesterday I've been asking the question, why are you objecting to Mrs. Loretta Onoche? And it simply tell me, oh, she is a member of APC or a card-carrying member of APC. She is an appointee of Mr. President. I say, is that all? Yes. Again, let me clear the air. I am not a member of APC. I am not a member of PDP. I am never a member of President Muhammadu Buhari campaign organization, and I will not be. I speak only to make sure that the truth is told to Nigerians, so that we don't go into all these unnecessary altercations.
Okay,
what is the difference between Mrs. Loretta Onoche and all the members of INEC? None is able to tell me. Tell me if there's any member of INEC who does not have any direct or indirect emotional attachment or sympathy to any Nigerian who is vying for election. Show me one of them.
Odafe, is in your opinion, would you say that Loretta Onoche is partisan?
Partisan to what extent? That she is an appointee of President Muhammadu Buhari.
She's a member of a political party. She's a member of a political party.
Well,
would you say she is?
I don't have any. Well, I don't have any evidence to that effect. But even assuming that considered, she's a card-carrying member of APC. Let me tell you, I was a 3-time governorship candidate. 3 times governorship candidate. In 2007, 2010 rerun election, and 2011 election in Delta State. So you are talking to somebody who has participated in all this fraud record election. At the time, I was the chairman of CNPP, Conference on Nigerian Political Parties, Delta State. For 10 years, I was chairman of People's Redemption Party, my party. I have been an election observer. In fact, in 2003, I assisted the National Democratic Institute of America, USA, NDI, to observe elections. I'm a leader of so many civil society organizations. So I was a labor leader of F before and during and after even the June 12, 1993 struggle. So I'm talking as an insider. I don't get unnecessarily emotionally attacked and misleading Nigerians.
All right, Odafe, when you contested election, which party did you contest under on the platform?
People's Redemption Party, PRP, that he won, the same PRP that Jega himself, the former INEC Commissioner, has now sneaked into to want to probably vie for an election.
Okay.
Because he knows that PRP is the best party to be.
Would you have been comfortable if someone from your party at that time or from an opposition party is the one that is positioned to monitor your election at that time and you lose that election? What would have been your reaction?
Let me tell you, according to Honorable Cletus Ubo, the APC chieftain, he was on your program, Democracy Today also, some few days ago. And he specifically said that a one-time Electoral Commissioner who conducted the election that I participated in Delta State, was a card-carrying member of PDP, and that he probably was invited for an election, elective office. So I have told people who care to listen, I have never seen anything called election. What we are having is just pure fraud and insulting the collective intelligence of Nigerians.
Okay, Odafe, if what we are having has been pure fraud, wouldn't it be advancing the fraud further if you have someone who is known by the public to be partisan, becoming a national commissioner in INEC, which is supposed to be independent, where you have different political parties contesting? Wouldn't it have put a dent on whatever result that comes out of such an election?
I'm an engineer by profession. It will be stupid for a professional engineer to keep amending cracks on the wall without, first of all, investigating the cause of the crack. If the cause of the crack is a faulty foundation, the best thing is to pull down the entire structure and fix the foundation. As ABCD. So what happened? Why are we picking on just Loretta Onoche? I have asked the question, are other members of this INEC no partisan? Show me one.
Odafe, just stay with us.
Show me one.
Stay with us. Let's get your co-panelists to react to what you've said. Kunle, Edun, I hope you're still there with us. You've heard your co-panelists say there's nothing wrong in appointment of Loretta Onoche, irrespective of whether she's in a political party or not. She can be appointed into as a national commissioner of INEC. Your thoughts on that?
Thank you very much. Good morning once again, Nigeria. There's a saying, which is a popular saying, actually it emanated from our revered poet, Professor Wole Soyinka, that what it takes for darkness to pervade everywhere, the firmament is for the good men around say nothing and do nothing. I respectfully disagree completely and in entirety with what my co-panelists have just said. It's like he's saying that if the system is bad, let's continue managing it. No, Nigerians are tired of. We're going to challenge the status quo. And it is in this respect that I am saying that the purported nomination of Loretta Onoche by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Senate is wrong. It's unlawful. It's even unconstitutional. Why am I saying so? The provisions of Section 152 of the Electoral Act is very clear on this. If nobody wants to see it in that light, then I will say we lawyers, the Nigerian Bar Association, we continue to speak the truth to power. Section 152 of the Electoral Act clearly states, and as a matter of fact, it forbids the nomination and appointment of any member of any political party, any section officer, or playing any role in any of the electoral process. So it is clear and it's indisputable that Loretta Onoche is a member, is a strong member of the ruling party APC. And it's also very known to all Nigerians that she is a special assistant to the president on social media. And she has been very controversial in many of our posts, in many of our tweets on the social media. They're very controversial. And she's highly partisan and biased, always in favor of the ruling APC. Now, what we are saying is that apart from the fact that it is our nomination is unlawful, what about the moral aspect of it? How can we continue to advance this argument that is it only Loretta Onoche? What about others? Look, it takes only one fruit to spoil the whole bunch. We can say Loretta is not qualified on the basis of base, then stand by it. On the basis of that, we continue to advance good arguments that we advance the process, the democratic process. So I strongly disagree with my co-panelists made a position on that to the Senate. The section of public interest law has already written a letter to the Senate objecting vehemently to this purported nomination. It cannot stand and it will not stand. If they still proceed to go ahead with this purported nomination and the screening, then we will have to challenge it in court. Because for once, let us try to challenge the status quo. Many things are wrong. We cannot continue like this. And Nigerians are saying, in fact, was it not on one of these channels? The figures were read out that about 27% of Nigeria voted in the last election. So there's still that apathy, voters apathy. Why would it not be? When the system is everything is going wrong, the system, like my friend said, is up front. Now, if you are saying it's up front, sir, please kindly join us. Let us clean up the system. Let us clean up the process. Let us not make arguments that is it because of what about others? That doesn't make it right. Two wrongs can never make it right. So it's on this score that I would say that our nomination is wrong. Our screening should be stopped. If they don't, then we'll have to challenge it in the courts.
All right. Kunle, Odafe is saying that Loretta Onoche may be seen to be partisan based on the role she's playing in the government of the day, and of course her, chats and her tweets and all of that on the social media. But he's saying that every human being, every human being is like a political animal. You somehow is affiliated to a political party, even though it is not pronounced, it is not said. So you're not able to identify whether other nominees also are politically affiliated. How would you respond to that?
Thank you very much. It's a fact that every human being is a political animal. But when we are talking about an electoral process, the umpires are supposed to be neutral. Actually, the law is then to be neutral. So we are talking about a process. The mover of the process, the operator of the process, is conducting an election. It can never be partisan. If my very good friend knows of any person who is partisan and does not do anything, then he's not helping the electoral and the democratic process. What we are saying is that INEC and every committee or body of conducting election, they must be, the people must take them seriously. Then they must show complete neutrality. Of course, there may be some underlying partisan interest, but from the moment it starts manifesting, then Nigerians should speak up. Nigerians should speak up. We cannot allow that. The law, as it is, the law set of INEC doesn't allow it. Morality doesn't allow it. So Nigerians cannot even allow it. So it is not argument that should even be heard. that because we are political animals, we cannot stop being partisan. Of course, we cannot stop being partisan, but please, immediately you get appointed into an electoral body, that your partisanship, please put it away, because God is watching us. You know, we pray to God all the time, but we ask ourselves, are we doing what we want God to do for us? That God should help us. We should live righteously, but are we being righteous? And look at the country. Everything is going wrong because the electoral process is wrong. And my friend is arguing that we shall allow some bit of partisanship. No, I will not. NBA will not.
All right, Odafe, I asked you earlier whether you are aware of the fact that Loretta Onoche is not just partisan, she's a member of a political party, and you said it doesn't matter. I do not know whether you are aware of the provisions of Section 153 of the Constitution and Paragraph 14 of the Schedule to the Constitution, as it has to do with appointment of national commissioners and officers of INEC. Are you aware of what that provision says?
Of course, I am.
Okay.
The provision should be of unquestionable integrity.
Apart from that?
And for the rec, or maybe including the commissioners, will not be a member of a political party. Yes?
Great. Shall not be a member of a political party. Is Loretta Onoche a member of a political party?
I have just told you, I don't know. But assuming without considering that she is even a member of APC. Look, my brother just said that when immediately after persons are appointed into public offices, they should try to, be neutral or whatever. Why not wait until she's appointed? Let me tell you something. You introduced me as Director General of DLA, that Data State Direct Labor Agency.
Just a minute, Odafe. You are saying Nigerians should wait till she's been appointed before you question whether or not she's partisan or not. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Hold on first. Let me even start from here. By the provisions of Section 24 sub D of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, it says, and if you don't mind, I will quote, that it shall be the duty of every citizen of Nigeria to help to enhance the power, prestige, and good name of Nigeria, defend and render national service as may be required. Now, will you be comfortable if you see any Nigerian that is of age above 18, even up to 30, that has never been interested in participating in government of Nigeria? Will you be comfortable? So when you keep talking about, let's get somebody who is apolitical, neutral, all that stuff, then I begin to ask, if I see such a person, I will run away from such person, because it means the person is never interested in Nigeria and the good of our country. Having said that,
yeah,
if you don't mind. Now, if you go to the oath, I want to read it. It's particularly interesting part of it. That's why I asked the question first of all. Are appointed officials of INEC public officers? If the answer is yes, do they subscribe to oath of office as prescribed by the 7th schedule of the Nigerian Constitution? If the answer is yes, and actually the answer is yes, because I've seen video clips of that on the internet, and I tend to rely on it if I were in court. And then I will now ask, in that oath, there is an interesting part of it which says that the person, that I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decision. If that is the case, it means there is consequence for going otherwise. I was going to say that I was a DG, not under a PRP-led government Delta State, but the PDP-led government of Delta State. And you can ask Senator Womboshi, who was then the chairman of PDP in Delta State, if I, Comrade Engineer Igbni or Odafe Manuel, as DG, ever paid a kobo to PDP, or I was ever a member of PDP. You see, we must be very, very careful.
I'm trying to get the logic of what you're saying. What you're saying in simple terms is somebody who is a corrupt person can be appointed to manage funds, say in the CBN, for instance, as far as he takes an oath and says that he would not do anything that will violate the provisions of the office he is occupying. That's what you're saying.
Who is the correct person? I'll ask you. We are talking Loretta Onoche.
This is an analogy, and I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about.
We are not talking analogy.
You are saying somebody who is listen to me. You are saying that somebody who is partisan can be appointed into an office of INEC that requires non-partisanship, and you're saying as far as the person takes an oath that in occupying this office I won't be partisan, that's fine. That's what you're saying.
Or invariably you are saying go against the constitution, it doesn't matter.
What I have said is that show me one member of the NEC, it used to be NEC. So let us use INEC, independent, which makes no difference at all. Who does not have any interest, affiliation, emotional attachment,
can you point out anybody that has such? Can you mention a name of anybody that fits into the category of what you're talking about?
I've told you that I have not seen one who is not.
All right,
but you can't mention.
And fellow Nigerians, I am proud to tell you, and fellow Nigerians, listen to me, that my brother, Barrister Mike Igbni, is somebody who celebrates every day. And he called just before the Edo State governorship election. He was accused wrongly by some APC member to say that he came to manipulate the election, and he took them to court. And on your TV station, he said, look, I have friends who are members of PDP.
All right, Odafe, let's just have...
But I would never, and I have never so.
All right,
we're talking about.
Let's have Kunle respond. Kunle, your quick thought as we sign off.
Thank you very much. I want to quickly state here that all the analogies propounded or postulated by my co-panelists, they do not fit in at all. They do not fit in at all. So I would, with respect, disregard those analogies. We are talking about an umpire in an electoral process. Of course, as a political party who is in charge of a particular state, you can appoint any person to occupy the public office. That is not an issue, and that's not what we're saying here. We are talking about somebody being appointed as or being nominated as a national commissioner in INEC, which is supposedly to be an umpire, neutral. So neutrality is the word there. Partisanship must not be seen at all, must not be manifested at all, remotely or otherwise. So I would say that with respect to all that my very good friend has said, I just pray that he will join us and start seeing the light. That all we are saying is that Loretta Onoche, highly been partisan, highly been controversial. In fact, in many ways, she has actually attacked Nigerians who purport, who seem to have criticized this present government constructively. So we are saying such a person is not fit and proper to occupy any office in INEC. And by the way, my very good friend, they also made reference to oath of office, the oath of office that was sworn to by the president. Good. Thank God you made reference to that. And I quickly state here that with due respect to the president of the Federal Government of Nigeria, he has violated his oath of office. Because by virtue of the oath of office, is expected under the law to exercise his powers without fear or favor. He will all affection. He will all affection.
All right.
So,
Kunle, I want to say thank you. So,
the person now say that the nomination was not done on the basis of affection.
All right.
So that's a violation already. So that is what we are saying.
Okay.
And please, for crying out loud, where there is a law, please, let's not bring in any other argument to justify a violation of the law. And this is why the country seems to be in a mess right now.
Yeah. Kunle, unfortunately, that's how much we have time for. Odafe, thank you so much. Kunle, it's been a pleasure having you.
Unfortunately,
we don't have time anymore. Hopefully, we'll have you some